Hey folks, it's Jumping Quails, and welcome back to our another edition of the Weekly Ramble. And as I promised last time, today is going to be a bit more cheery and energetic of a ramble. And today's topic is kind of similar to something we've done in the past. We did an episode in the past of like what we do in our off time, hobbies and that kind of stuff. But this one is specifically about hobbies, and not just like why we do them, but the things that we can get out of them when we do them, and we don't even like expect it or know what to happen. The reason I'm doing this topic is literally yesterday. Again, I was recording Bannerlord for the video, or not yesterday, 2 days ago. By the time this was going up, this video is going up. I was recording Bannerlord, so that was on Wednesday. I just started like the first 5 minutes. I just started talking about like stuff that was like I didn't expect to happen, stuff I just really wasn't sure, and like stuff I'm finding myself coming to enjoy that I didn't really recognize as much in the past. And a lot of that stuff is just like hobbies, and it's always interesting. I feel like as people, trying to force ourselves to have a hobby like never really works. I mean, at least from what I've seen and what I've personally experienced, I can't force myself to do something to think like, oh, I'm going to enjoy this if I keep pushing myself to do it. Like keep like forcing myself, not like encouraging like myself to do it, but like actually like forcing myself when I don't want to. Like for like a certain activity, like I wouldn't ever consider hobbying as I would not like, at least I don't like I wouldn't say I don't like fishing, but I'm indifferent on it. If I force myself to do it, I probably wouldn't like it. And so like I guess a better way to examine this is the same example I used in the Bannerlord video for the first 5 minutes is like just kind of, I wouldn't even say voice acting, because voice acting I feel like is profession, but just like doing it as a hobby. Just for those who don't know, I currently I play Gmod, and Gmod is a whole bunch of different type of role plays. I game make, I create events for a Halo roleplay server. I play as a guardsman in a Warhammer 40k server, and I do voices. I had a character called Salvador for the Warhammer one, and I can't remember the life for me, but if any of you are familiar with the TTS or the Emperor, if the Emperor had a talk to speech device series on YouTube, and they know the Inquisitor and this little guy on the chair. The Inquisitor's name's like Fyodor. I forget the guy's name, but he sounds like, "Hey Fyodor, I need some sandpaper cigarettes." Like I did that voice for the character. So like, "Hey, fuck you. I may be fat, but I'm not slow. I'm really fast for some reason." I do that voice, and I had a lot of fun with it. The character is really stupid. I had a lot of fun, and the voice, doing the voice makes me feel like I'm losing brain cells on the inside. It makes me feel like my throat is going to like contract itself to death. There's another that character unfortunately died, so I started doing stuff like I was like trying to think of what new voice am I gonna do for my next new character, and so I'm thinking to myself like, I could do like kind of thing, something like a Khajiit maybe, like yeah, Khajiit. It's like Khajiit has coins if you have wares. Yeah, I'm not really too good at it. It depends on the time of day when I do it. I typically have a better time doing voices when I'm tired and it's at night. But the problem with the Khajiit voice, it hurts the fuck out of my throat. So I've kind of settled for something a bit softer, and that comes from the top of the throat. It's like, Godsman, if you have something for me, let's please get this out of the way. I really hate having to deal with this. Immediately regretted that. Like I was like, I'm sticking with that voice I just used, but the one voice I regret not doing it now, because this is inspired off a Vermintide character. I think they're called Saltspire, if I'm not wrong. You'd be like, oh, it's like kind of nasally and like high pitched a little bit. It's like, Guardsman, I have no idea what you think you are doing, but this is quite literally the worst possible thing I could ever imagine. You smell like a horse took a shit on a porcupine and that got sprayed by a skunk. I have no idea what you did and fell into, but Christ, God Emperor, please fix yourself and take a bath. I love that voice. Doing that voice is honestly fun. It doesn't hurt my throat. But I just like, as you can tell, I really love doing the voices. It's just, I've kind of like come to realize voice acting, coming up with new voices, using old voices, it's really, it's like, it's become a hobby of mine. I really enjoy it, and I love being put in situations where I can utilize this stuff in a creative manner and just kind of make other people be like, oh, that's pretty cool, or that's a funny voice. Oh shit, like this guy's good at, what he does. And I would never, right? And the point we're going to get into now Now, there's other voices I want to do. The point we're going to get into now, ladies and gentlemen, is that, well, you never know who's going to come and say, damn, you've got a nice voice, or damn, your talent's pretty good at this. We're like, hey, thank you. It's pretty good. Well, you're welcome, son. Oh, I appreciate it. No, seriously, you're really good. But, it's stupid. It's like you never know what it's gonna be like. Like you could do something for a hobby, and if you're good enough, right? You can get someone could be looking for your talent, and you never know that. Like you never think like no one's gonna like I'm pretty shit, right? No one's ever gonna come looking for me, and that kind of stuff. And it's just like it's surprising, and I guess that's pretty much what happened to me with YouTube. In case you folks don't know, I first tried out YouTube. In between my sophomore and my junior year, I was living with my one of my roommates in a different apartment for the summer near campus, and I had tried YouTube then. I don't remember what I recorded. But, like I did like a few videos, and like it just I was like, okay, this isn't going anywhere. Like I didn't have like any. No one decided to join the channel. No one was like watching my videos. Like, okay, I'm just gonna give up. It's like I didn't retry it pretty much until like a year, like 9 months later in junior year. Or maybe 6 months later, and then I tried it again. I had a so like when we got like not that many people were watching at first, but I kept doing it because it's like when I play video games, I play video games regardless if I did YouTube or not. And so it's a hobby of mine. Like you know what, I never know. Like I won't know who's going to enjoy my content if I don't try. It's like there are going to be people who think my content is absolutely terrible, and I'm like, holy shit, this guy should shut the fuck up and get off of YouTube. And to them, I have to respect their opinion because I mean, what they enjoy is subjective, and I can't, I can try to convince them otherwise that maybe my personality isn't terrible, but at the end of the day, it's their call. But here we stand at the time of making this video, where 465 people have decided, or folks, I should say, have decided to stick around and join this cancerous tumor of a channel. And I mean, even then, that's mind-boggling to me. I was surprised when 25 did it. I was surprised when 50. I was surprised with 100. I was surprised with 250, and we're almost at 500 folks now. And like to me, that is just like fucking mind-boggling. And to me, it makes me really happy knowing that there are people out there who enjoy what I do, and that's just kind of a testament to, I feel like, to any hobby. If you have skill, if you have passion that you are willing to put into something, whether it be like like let's say you're a little whittler, you make little figurines or something. Let's say you're a painter, you're an artist, you just do shit for the fun of it, not because it's not because it's for a job, not because it's for it's some project or like a side project that you didn't want to do in the first place, but it's because you want to do it. And I think ideally a lot of people, it's like they want to, obviously people want to work in something that they love to do. And sometimes your hobby, sometimes people find like a work, I guess it does happen in the way you'll find a thing of work, a field of work, and it'll turn into a hobby later, and you just fall in love with it, right? But I feel like the most common and a lot of people dream of is like, holy shit, like I want to do this for as like just for fun. And it's like you have someone approach you in the future, like you get good at it, and people are like, yo, this is actually really good. Like I'll pay you for it. I'll commission you to get something done for me. I'll commission you to do this. I'll sponsor you to do that. Just like getting recognized for your talents and just for a hobby, I think is one of the most flattering things you could ever experience. And in my own personal opinion, I like to be humble, but I will not lie when people compliment like, oh, this video, like on just the videos, like, oh, this video is like really good, or like I like your personality. You feel like a real person rather than a fake personality. It's like, or like a fake individual. I love that. To me, that makes my fucking heart go like like a fucking motorboat for a second, like a car engine going at like Mach 9. And it's just like it's heartwarming. It's heartwarming. It's a big mental boost, and it's like that's what I love about you too. A dream of mine, although it's a very faint dream. Again, I think voice acting would be the coolest fucking thing, right? If I were able to voice act a character, not even for like an official studio, right? If it was just like some like unknown artist's like animation project, or just some like a cartoon that they're making, and they're like, hey, I'd love to use your voice for such and such character. I'm like, awesome, let's fucking make it work. I will do my best. If you think my voice doesn't work out in the end, the fact that you even came to me and wanted to try my voice out for this character is a fucking plus. It's like, yeah, I'll be a little disappointed I didn't make it into the end, or maybe the project got canceled. But holy shit, that is a big plus. Just getting recognized for your talent, I think, is a big boost for a lot of people mentally. And it's it's like there's getting recognized for your talent, right? Like you work really hard at something. It's not so much of a, it's not even so much as a hobby. It's more like a fucking job at that point. Even if it's just a job, getting recognized, like, hey, you're doing a good job. Fucking thank you. You were amazing. Like working when I worked at Ralph's. When I got like when I had customers go up to the managers, and I didn't even know about this until the managers came over. It's like, yo, it's your first week on the job and the customers are loving you. Like, keep up the good work. I was like, holy shit. I went home that night and I was fucking stoked. Because just getting, yeah, it's just it's a sense of accomplishment. It's a sense of what's the word I'm looking for. Um, gratification. It's gratification. Um, it's awesome, but I think that gratification is multiplied tenfold when it's something you're not even getting. Like, it's you get recognized for your talent when you're not even doing it for money and you're just doing it for fun. That, I think, is the biggest sense of gratification one can ever get, and that's what I really love about hobbies. Everyone has something different. Everyone's, someone might have, two people might have the same hobby. Someone might be at a lower skill level than the other. Maybe because one might be more just naturally talented. One might have been doing it for 10 years while they've just started out. You never really know. It's like you kind of get better as long as you keep doing it. You get better at the things you do. And it's like you can turn a hobby into your job if you are good enough, if you are passionate enough, if you put in the time, you have the time to improve your skill in that hobby, you can find success with it. And that's really the takeaway that I want you all to have from this this video today, this weekly ramble, is if you have a hobby, if it's gaming, if it's art, if it's the woodworking, if it's construction, if it's anything that you have a hobby for, keep at it, keep doing it, keep improving, because you never know when that hobby can actually earn you a living, can earn you money, and can give you some extra cash in your pocket. And while also still doing something that you love, so long as you keep it to the point where it doesn't feel like you get bored out of it, where you don't burn yourself out overworking, so long as you keep it as a hobby. That's I think that's really important. But other than that, that's where I'm going to end this video, folks. I hope you have enjoyed and maybe got a smile out of this and maybe reflected on yourself and some of the stuff you do in your daily lives. But more importantly, I want to hear what you folks do as a hobby. I want to know how you feel about the points that we've just talked about today, whether you agree, whether you disagree. And yeah, let's just have a conversation in the comments. And yeah, I hope you all have a wonderful day. But with that being said, I have nothing else for this video. If you liked what you heard and you want to hear more in the future, you know what to do. This has been Jumping Quills, and I'll see you folks in the next one.